to my childhood. If a player is in shit form, they're shit until they play Everton, and that's where they find their form again. So Kai Havertz just falls straight into that bracket of somebody found his feet yet, but then has a blinder against Everton. It's always happened against Everton. Aubameyang, if he wasn't finding form, he'd be banging 3 or 4 past us. David Luiz played class against us when we play Arsenal.
Sensational, wasn't it? We'll go to that Arsenal game, bringing Aubameyang and David Luiz up. I'm assuming everyone saw the Burnley goal.
No.
Nope.
Oh, yes.
What was it like? No.
So,
yes, it did.
Arsenal, and everything that Arteta's doing at that football club is they're playing nice football. They're trying to play off in the back. And Granit Xhaka decided to play a ball right across his box, 7 yards out, and got it completely wrong. And it just hit Chris Wood in the hip and went in.
But
it's the only team in
world
football that could happen to.
Oh, God, yeah. But it was the final 15 minutes were just, honestly, the final 15 minutes of that game were insanity. I think Arsenal at the post, Eric Peters probably should have had a penalty against him. Then he got sent off and then got overruled by VAR because he blocked it with his shoulder rather than his arm.
I've just seen it.
If you just see it, it's comical, isn't it?
Just seen it.
It's comical. They are that Arsenal team at the moment. I'm using this as a cheap plug if you've not realised, by the way, that we've just released an interview with an Arsenal fan. Chris did a fantastic job speaking with Gav from Two Up Top Football, which is a great listen. We've done a few of them now, going speaking to these foreign fans. I know we've got a few more up in the foreign fans? Rival fans. Fucking hell. I've got foreign footy on the brain. These rival fans. We could get some foreigners on, why not? But yeah, I don't know where you boys sit with Arsenal at the moment. I know, Dale, you've been a massive advocate for Arsenal and some of its players. Where do they finish?
They're hot and cold, aren't they? I mean, they got a nice result last weekend against Leicester away. But you know, going away to Burnley is never straightforward. There is it.
No.
It is a tough place to go. You know, the top teams they struggle, but Burnley usually they're very organised. You know, Sean Dyche has got them, very well structured, defend, as a unit. So it's always a tough game, especially at Turf Moor. But Arsenal at the minute for me are just blowing hot and cold. I'm looking where they are now. They're currently sitting 10th. 12 points behind Chelsea in 4th. I think Arsenal are probably about where they should be, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
With the start that they had, sort of the inconsistencies. 10th spot at the minute is probably about right, to be honest. You look at the teams that were above them: Villa, Spurs, Everton, West Ham, Chelsea. I do feel that the table says it all, doesn't it? They have been the table don't lie. Yeah, they have been the better team so far, and I do think Arsenal are probably about right where they are at the minute. Will they finish there? They might move up a couple of spots, maybe 8th. I don't know. I can't really see them going really any higher than that.
Newcastle have sleptwalked into a relegation battle that they didn't need to be in. And I think that they've only got themselves to blame. They've been incredibly unlucky with some injuries past few weeks, sorry. I saw a horrendous stat at the start of the game against West Brom the other day, and it was the only player in Newcastle United starting team to have a shot on target in the last 6 games was Jeff Hendrick. Now that is relegation fodder. I mean, when those are your odds, it's not looking good for you. And to be honest with you, I think that Fulham are looking really good. For everyone that kept their eye on our social media the other day, I saw Liverpool's team and I put out saying, look at the state of that Liverpool team, put your money on Fulham. And that wasn't just because of how bad Liverpool are at the minute. It was to credit Fulham because they've been brilliant. And they're within a point. They're level now, I think, with Brighton, and they're a point behind Newcastle. And Newcastle had almost the safety of being like, well, there's 3 worse teams than us in the Premier League. So we've just got to drag ourselves out till the end of the season somehow, and then try and get this legal dispute over the line with the takeover that they're still going through, or allegedly. And that is a big legal issue, apparently. Mate Ian keeps going on about this big sports lawyer that he's just learnt about, but now knows everything about. I can say what I want about him. He don't listen anyway. That's why.
Yeah.
So I think they've kind of like rested their laurels on trying to get through to the end of the season. We're hoping that 3 teams are going to be worse than them, and they were up to a point, but they've caught up with them now, and Newcastle just are in deep, deep shit.
I was about to ask you then,
do
you think the takeover or collapse has just affected? Because for me, as an amateur player, it's hard to imagine a takeover affecting on the pitch performances, but we see it so much, don't we? That teams are expecting this money to come in, and then when it doesn't, or there's debates or disputes, it does affect the teams on pitch. Do you reckon that this has affected them?
It's hard to say in it because you're right. I mean, we can't say unless we're actually in that position. But I guess the speculation comes with, right, well, if the takeover goes through, am I being sold? Am I going to get a new contract? Will the manager change? Will we have something changing internally, the structure, even things down to, are my coaches going to be kept? I really like my goalkeeping coach. Is he going to be kept on? Is he going to be sacked? Are they going to bring in a new manager who with a new backroom staff? And there could also be the negative side of it. They could have all been buzzing and looking forward to that takeover happening. And then it falls through and they're like, oh shit, like we thought we were going to get like X amount of millions for reinforcements in the summer. That's not going to come anymore. So that's extra pressure on me to perform. It's extra pressure on us to stay up. If we don't stay up, then we lose the objectives of the team. We don't get the finances coming through of staying in the league. Like, it probably does affect people in a load of different ways. I guess from us, if it was me, my company was being taken over, then yeah, the uncertainty would definitely come in. Like, what if they want to install their new marketing team, for example, that's not got me in it? Like, you'd be shitting yourself. With football, it's slightly different because they signed up to contracts that are sort of a set amount of time, but they could still just get rid of them if they didn't want them, or if they just put them in the reserves until their contract expires. So yeah, I think it probably has affected them quite a lot, and a lot will ride on whether they stay in the Premier League. I think, because Mike Ashley will be thinking, shit, if they go down, their value goes through the floor. So then they're in the ping pong battle of coming yo-yoing, back up and down again. And what do you do with Newcastle at the minute? Like, they've got no transfer window coming up that they can salvage themselves with. The manager doesn't seem to be doing anything with the team. They're looking in very, very deep trouble at the minute. And if Fulham pull the finger out, Newcastle and Brighton are the 2 that could fill that spot. And at the minute, it looks like it could be Newcastle because Brighton are getting unlucky with results. Yeah. But the unluckiness won't last forever. They'll get a few eventually, go with them, go for them. So it's precarious. I don't know how it's going to play out. It's going to be an interesting end of the season for them. I hope Newcastle stay up, personally. Like, obviously, I've got an affinity to Newcastle because of my dad, but it's not looking good.
No. I made a bold statement yesterday in another group chat, and I basically said I genuinely think Fulham are going to stay up. I think they are getting results now that they've deserved the football that they've been playing, and full credit's got to go to Scott Parker because they've stuck to it and they've stuck with the guns. They've not tried to play any differently, and they're finally getting some sort of results. So just picking up a point here and there, 3 against Liverpool. You know, as much as we laughed at that Liverpool team, still the champions. Still fighting for the top 4. So for a team that was dead and buried after a week, I mean, in their mind they are. In their mind, and in every pundit's mind, they're still fighting for the top 4.
Strong.
Well, yeah, we know the pundits are wrong. They're all fucking idiots. But yeah, I can't see. I'm with you. I think Brighton have been very unlucky. I think they'll turn it around. I think Burnley are only 4 points ahead of Fulham, but I back Burnley to stay up. Out of the next 10 games, I back Burnley to get more points than most of the rest of them. Southampton are in precarious position. They're only 6 points clear. For a team that was once top of the Premier League this season, they could potentially be dragged. I don't think they will, but they could potentially get dragged in. But yeah, no, I fear that if Fulham pick up the way they are doing, which I think they will, I think it's going to be Newcastle that takes that spot.
Yeah.
Which is not mad. A club like Newcastle.
Well, they've got Wilson, Almiron, St. Maximin all out till April. I believe
they're 3 top attacking
players. That's the
players.
3 best players.
Yeah.
So there's extra sort of pressure, but on would you say guys like Joe Willock, who's coming on loan, he's more of a sort of up there.
He looks
as a winger.
good. I like the look of him.
What about Golinton?
Well, I looked at.
As Ali McCoy was calling him Joe Linton.
Funny enough,
good shot, good effort from Linton there.
I was looking at his name. I was looking at his stats because I'd just seen that they were out injured. 3 Premier League goals in 59 games over 2 seasons. I mean, fair fucks to Fulham if they get out of this. Scott Parker, he would have done a fantastic job. I do think West Brom and Sheffield United, there's no chance with them. But
they're too far gone now, aren't they?
If I was to call it now, I'd say Fulham would survive, and I would put Newcastle in that bottom 3.
Scary
it's going to be tough.
Just purely with the lack of goals you've got up front now with the injuries.
I think them injuries are gonna be the biggest thing. And it's happened to every club this season. Let's not get it twisted. Like we'll move on to Liverpool because they are injury FC at the moment and have been all season. But the Premier League and the FA are half to blame for this. We knew that this fixture list was going to get really congested. Once again, we've had 2 games on a Monday night. What are we doing? Like these players need rest and recovery, especially now we're going into the latter stages of the FA Cup, the Champions League, Europa League, and we've got the Euros coming up as well. Like I dread to think of the injuries next season. Like all these European players that are going far in the Champions League and then have got to go and play in the Euros as well. Fucking hell! Imagine Christmas next year.
There'll be no one left.
It won't. It'll be fucking reserve league.
Yeah.
You're seeing all these youth players coming through.
Yeah. Oh, look at these managers giving them a chance. Yeah, they've got no choice, mate.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could also argue though as well. We say Newcastle, for example, where they're in no cups at the minute. Yeah. They're out of all the cups. Whereas teams like the teams higher up in the division, they've still got the FA Cup. They're still in Champions League. They're playing maybe 20 more games this season than say a team like Newcastle, for example, who probably fell at the first hurdle in the FA Cup, whatever it was. I think they did half decent in the League Cup, it might have been. But as much as the fixtures seem to have come round thick and fast, they haven't really advanced any further in any of the other competitions to maybe warrant, similar comparisons to say a Liverpool or whatever, where they've played God knows how many more games and stuff as well in a short space of time. But I don't know. That's how I see it anyway. But
no, you make a great point. You really do. What was you going to say, Josh, a couple of minutes ago?
Going back to your point about Fulham, I think I mentioned it in one of the podcasts a few weeks ago, probably pretty soon after Everton had played Fulham, that I saw glimpses of really, really nice football from them. And they're a squad, although they're at the bottom of the table, that I really enjoy watching. I do really like the football that Scott Parker's got them playing, and I have done for a long time. I know they might be on the bad end of a couple of results, but, it's full of... They're not one of the bigger teams. They've not got the financial backing that the top 6 have got. So you're expecting them to get thumped every so often. But
Your cat's on a mad
he's brought
adventure
some
tonight,
great-
mate.
I know. Yeah, but they've brought in some good players. Scott Parker gets them playing some great football, and then comparison with Newcastle. I watch Newcastle almost every week for Ian, and the performances. I mean, I can't talk. They battered us. Callum Wilson single-handedly dismantled Everton, but this weekend just gone, they were so bad.
Yeah,
It was one of the most boring games of the season.
I didn't watch it. I just knew it would be, so I didn't bother.
You didn't miss out.
Yeah, you saved yourself 90 minutes, mate. I don't even think that they had enough material for 15 minutes half-time break to talk about. It was so poor. They were probably talking about whatever game was after it or what was before it. You know, it was diabolical, wasn't it? Like the football. Whenever there was a lovely little bit of play to create a chance, like the attacking player just ballooned it. It was the only shot I remember that was half decent was Joe Willock had one at the front post where he blasted it and it pulled a good save from the keeper. That was the only chance I remember. It wasn't a good game. It was one that I'll quickly forget.
Go back to Fulham, linking that in now. 4 points Fulham have taken from the champions this season. 4 points. If you'd have told a Fulham fan this year, when they got promoted, lads, you're going to take 4 points from the champions, could you imagine how buzzing they were? And if you're a Scouser, could you imagine being told that Fulham are going to take 4 points from you this season?
Oh,
I
glorious.
I tweeted it yesterday. Any other manager in the league that loses 6 in a row at home would be sacked.
It's gone.
Probably. Yeah.
Why? What is like I don't know if you boys listened to it. I'll plug to it top again today. I was listening to their weekend review this morning, and I think it was Dev that said it absolutely perfectly. Klopp's arrogance is costing them this year. He's had 21 centre-back partnerships this season. All right, fair enough, but not all of them have been forced for injury. He's seen a centre-back partnership and gone, oh, you made one slight mistake, right, you dropped. He didn't need to put Henderson and Fabinho at centre-back. If he'd have left Henderson and Fabinho at centre defensive midfield, he could have played the kids at centre-back and given them more protection. Yeah. And
still had his midfielders that he wanted.
Exactly, which when in theory would have left the forward line, which let's not get fucking started on the front three, because them and Dijon are the only 2 teams in Europe's top 5 leagues to not score a home goal from open play in 2021.
That's mad.
The world's best front three, apparently. We're in March.
Not having it.
We're in fucking March and they've not scored yet.
Yes.
I don't get why. I don't get why he's so not getting any criticism. As much as they've had injuries, this is his fault. He's not developed a new system. He's stuck with this 4-3-3, which doesn't work. It's his training which is getting the players injured because they're all fucking knackered. He's been doing it for 3 years. He changes centre-back partnerships every 2 fucking days. When Nat Phillips, for example, I think he's had some really good games. But as soon as Fabinho or Henderson's injured again, he's dropped and he ruins the balance of the team. If a player's playing well, keep him in. He fucks me off. I actually don't want him to get sacked because this collapse is fucking beautiful. But there's got to be a point where the media have got to stop sucking off Jurgen Klopp and realise that he has absolutely bottled the season.
Yeah. Do you think as well, when those 2 seasons where they were, pretty outstanding, let's be honest, the last season before, touching up 100 points pretty much both seasons. But I think we mentioned then, Liverpool's sort of bench and, starting 11 wise, they could pretty much rival anyone.
Yeah.
In terms of the team they were putting out week in, week out. But the bench at the time was, should we say, a bit thin on quality. Mm-hmm. Have we now really saw that this season with certain injuries in certain departments, how sort of thin that bench was? Yeah,
but then the blame goes back to Klopp because he's the one that makes the fucking signings. They had all of January to go and sign a centre-back and they went and signed a lad from Preston and a lad from Schalke.
Yeah. I'm not having these fucking, we've had all these injuries sob stories. Like the first sob story that we get from him is, we've not had our 13 or 12th man at home, our fans. No one's had fans, so I'm not having that. And
off.
then, even then, Liverpool had more fans allowed for a longer period of time than anyone else because of the lockdown, the way that the tier system worked.
Yeah.
So that's bullshit.
But do you not remember how shit they were after they'd won the title and after the lockdown?
Yeah.
They were wank in that second part of the season. They were awful.
Yeah. So second of all, and like you just said it there in terms of the signings, they had a January transfer window, and the 7-2 defeat to Aston Villa with Virgil van Dijk in the side was a warning sign. Like that does not happen to a champion team. You don't just lose 7-2. And then, not only that, but when you're playing Aston Villa's kids, why are you playing your full starting 11?
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but what is he thinking? And now it's coming out as if he's so devoid of criticism. I'm sorry, but he's just as much to blame as the board are for not strengthening the squad. I'm sorry, but the board haven't backed him. If the board have backed him by signing a centre back from Preston, didn't you say, and Ozan Kabak, who was he's only 20, and he's only playing for Schalke, who are at their worst in their history at the minute. Like, they've been through, 6 managers this season or something stupid?
They're on the 6th manager, yeah.
Ridiculous. Like, so why are you signing their centre half on loan? The champions of England. Like, this is mental. You're the champions of England. They could have gone and bought anyone, but they didn't. So I'm not having all of these people that sit there and whinge. Like, the best one was a TalkSport fan that came on last night and was kicking off like, "Oh well, yous are all just jealous because we've won more European trophies." What?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Yeah, he did. He came on. He's like, we see Man United aren't even that good a team. Whoa. We're not talking about Man United here. We're talking about Liverpool and why you've lost 6 home games in a row. That's something you've never done before.
It's not even just 6 home games in a row. It's the fucking clubs that they've lost to.
Yeah.
It is awful.
Who put in the group chat that thing about the worst home record in English football this year or something? Ranked 94th out of 94 in terms of home records this.
Oh, it was Josh as well. You put that brilliant TikTok in from Crew Alexandra one, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's class, that. Well done, Crew Alex, for that.
Yeah. I can imagine how long that will have taken them to do it, but it was worth every second of how long it took them to do it.
He needs every bit of criticism as the board, the players. The players need a massive fucking hit because Salah, Mane and Firmino are fucking dog shit. And Salah's still top goal scorer in the Premier League. How mental is that? He's not scored this year, and he's still... So credit to them up until January, because obviously they were still flying. But they've had a January window. They had a summer window. They'd won the league and had a summer window.
I didn't sign anyone.
They signed in positions that they didn't need. They didn't need Thiago. They did not need Thiago. It was very clear that... worse. Yeah, he has.
I'm sorry, but... They can't come out and say, but he's one of the best midfielders in the world. Yeah, maybe, but not for you. He's not, because he doesn't play your system. Honestly, I don't know why. It feels like the last 2 years were a fluke. They've done an almighty Leicester and an almighty Blackburn, and they've won the Champions League through a favourable run, and they've won the Premier League at a canter, like. City, were just off the boil, and so was everyone else. But now it's all catching up with them. Yeah. All the players have gone shit. They've stopped everything. They've given up. Mane is one of the most petulant players I've ever seen.
Mane and Salah look like they're ready to fight each other every single game.
Yeah, they do.
There's something weird going on there.
But we saw this last year.
Yeah.
There were all those talks coming out, they don't pass to each other. Those two never assist each other. And people laughed at it, and us included. But now, actually, hang on a minute. Jota would be better than one of those two, like putting him in instead. And now he's back from injury. They might start actually scoring a few. But because he nearly scored the other day. But
what a save that was, by the way.
I know. But at the end of the day, they've not been backed in either transfer market with the signings that you would expect from a league-winning team. And why is that? Are they so skint that they can't buy players? How much money has the Champions League brought in for them? And how much money has the Premier League win brought in for them? And new sponsorship deals, and they're supposedly big in China now and all this.
Wasn't the Nike deal like the second biggest in the world, only to our Adidas deal?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they've got money. To me, the owners give them money because they've spent big on Salah, they spent big on Mane, they spent big on Thiago. They bought fucking Alisson and Van Dijk for God knows how much. It was net spend.
This is it, yeah.
But the owners are obviously happy to spend money. Like, if the money's there, they'll spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they sell, I reckon one of Salah or Mane will be gone this summer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think we're clearly seeing that one of those two are going to be probably heading to Spain, if we're being realistic.
Yeah.
So they'll get 50, 60 million for one of them two, and they'll probably spend, and they'll be like, oh yeah, it was net spend. Fuck off, you're still spent. You've still been backed. End of the day, the owners do not trust Jurgen Klopp. Because if they did, they'd give him money.
Yeah.
If they did, they'd give him money. And Klopp, unfortunately, and I'm going to say this, and people aren't going to like it, he did this at Dortmund. He got them so far, and he just couldn't do it any further.
Yeah.
Tuchel was the one that got Dortmund silverware.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it now where Klopp has got his first piece of silverware, and I think he's been disinterested. Like, fair enough, he's lost his mother. Like, condolences, that is really unfortunate. Alisson's just lost his father. Again, like, that is just horrible to go through in a season.
Yeah.
But there was 25 games before all that.
Yeah.
There's no excuses for what they are doing right now.
Yeah. This is it. I think you're right about Klopp. I think he's disinterested now. If he doesn't go straight to Real Madrid this summer, he'll take a sabbatical. He'll walk away and get his head right for a bit. Maybe Madrid will wait for him and they'll give Zidane another year. I can't see it, but they're almost ready to take him now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it almost feels like they will take him. Either that, or depending on Germany's performance in this summer's Euros, they'll get rid of Löw and bring in Klopp. So he could have his choice between his two dream jobs this summer.
Yeah.
So I saw an article yesterday or this morning, and it was talking about Liverpool need to back Klopp this summer. I'm thinking to myself, he's not going to be there this summer. Like, he's definitely going to go.
And they're not. And if they do, like, they won't back him unless they sell.
No.
And you won't, for the money that they'll get for their players now, they won't get any better.
No.
There's no one out there. There's no one out there that can come in and replace what Salah and Mane can do when they're firing.
I could see potentially maybe a few swap deals with some of Barcelona's players, because they're both clubs who don't want to spend money, because Barca haven't got any, and by the looks of it, neither of Liverpool. But Liverpool may do well out of getting someone like Ousmane Dembele or Umtiti to come in, and Barcelona would do well out of having Salah or Mane, wouldn't they?
So, fucking honestly, like I hope they sign Umtiti. Fucking gosh.
Yeah, but is he as bad as Kabak?
Well, Kabak's only a loan. That's the best part of it.
No,
there you go.
Kabak's on loan. Like, he's gone in.
That was a smart deal. Yeah. Thank God they didn't buy him. Like, from a Liverpool fan point of view, thank God that's just a loan. Like,
well, that's it.
One good thing to take from that.
The one that they've paid money for hasn't even played yet.
Yeah, which is mad. So he's obviously not ready. So why buy him now?
The league might be blue, but Manchester will always be red.
I'll be honest. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that yesterday.
No.
And going off the predictions we all put, yeah. We expected a one-sided game, didn't we? But,
yeah.
I mean,
we all had at least a 2-goal deficit, but for the wrong team.
Yeah.
But fair fucks to Ollie and the team.
Mm.
You know, it was helpful. We obviously got the early goal, but I thought we fully deserved that yesterday. I mean, there was times where, you know, City did have a lot of the ball, but Sterling kept ending up on the end of the crosses, so that was always helpful for us because he just doesn't score against us, does he?
No.
Shit yesterday.
Oh, he's
yeah, there was times where City had a lot of the ball. You know, they did create a bit, you know, some good chances, but you know, we did look threatening, and when and then we sort of started the second half, we did get a lot of space. You know, there was. I mean, Martial could have easily made it 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Which, by the way, I thought Martial was absolutely fantastic yesterday.
That was his only blemish for me yesterday, that miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what Ollie does during the week, but he's pulled it off again. We've done it again. But I mean, does it do anything for the title? Probably not. Still 11 points. It's still too big of a gap, in my opinion. But we will take the glory of yesterday's result.
Stranger things have happened.
They have.
Stranger things have happened. We've bottled the 12-point lead before with 10 games to go.
We have. You got to think City are probably going to have to go on like a Liverpool-esque sort of run right now, and we've got to keep winning. For that to happen, and we've only got 10 games left or so. But
do you want to hear City's running?
Go on, give it to us.
It's brutal, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, is it not? Is it ours that's brutal?
Yeah.
I know one of us have got a brutal running.
So City have got Southampton, Fulham, Leicester. So that's a difficult one, Leicester away, but it's not really that difficult because Leicester are shit in a minute. Leeds, Villa, Palace, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Everton.
Right, okay, so congratulations, Manchester City, on winning the Premier League. Fully deserved. It's mad, like, when you compare the last derby, and they said on commentary it was 8th versus 9th when they came to Old Trafford. And now February came, and, like, all right, we were 3rd, but that's because of Leicester's win, but now it's 1st versus 2nd again.
Yeah.
Before I come to you, Lee, for a bit of joyous, I just want to bring it down a notch and just wonder what the hell is going on with them last 3 performances that we've had as United. We went through 3 full games of 0-0s, not threatening to attack. That Palace game especially was one of the worst games of football I think I've ever watched. We didn't look threatening at all. I didn't think we were going to score a goal in fucking 4 hours of play, never mind 90 minutes. And then we jump out the blocks against Man City, score an early penalty. Shaw could have made it 2 within fucking 6 minutes, who, once again, I thought was absolutely excellent.
Outstanding.
He solidified himself as England's number 1 as far as I'm concerned yesterday.
Yeah.
That was an absolutely perfect performance from Luke Shaw yesterday. Like, unbelievable. But we could have made it 2. Martial could have made it 3. There was a couple of chances that Rashford wasted, who I thought was really poor again.
Yeah, he was.
So he's not fit. We saw it on that on the goal for the penalty. His first jump, he was holding his back as soon as he landed.
Yeah.
So whether it's back injury or a shoulder injury, he's not fit. Rest him. We've got the players now. I think Dan James, when he was used yesterday, was good.
Yeah.
Again. But just we did everything through the left, which is maybe because of Luke Shaw. So James is a bit unlucky in that respect.
Yeah.
But what I want to see from United now is that energy against everyone.
Yeah.
Because if we play like that against anyone else in the league, no one can touch us.
No. Which is frustrating when some of the results that we've had.
I was going to lead on to that, Lee. Yeah.
Like it's so frustrating. It almost hurts. So when you look at Palace 0-0, like there's 2 points drop. Chelsea 0-0, which we should have had a penalty. That's 4 points. Beat Newcastle 3-1. West Brom 1-1. There's another. That's 6 points.
Sheffield,
Everton.
3 points dropped,
that was 3-3. Even then, Everton last minute equaliser. That's 2 points. That's 8 points. 9-0 against Southampton. That's solidified. Arsenal away when they were shocking.
Yeah,
that's 10 points. Sheffield United.
That's what I mean. Like,
what was going on there? That's 13 points.
If we'd have had that energy,
we should have won all of those games.
We should have won that game yesterday and gone top of the Premier League.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah.
Like that is how we should have gone. But complacency, and for full credit of what Ollie did yesterday, he needs full slating for what he's done previously. Because them games that we drew or lost were not very many individual errors. A few of them were. I can remember Harry Maguire having a stinker against West Brom.
Yeah.
And Harry Maguire having a stinker against Everton. And Harry Maguire having a stinker against Sheffield United. And but he's still very late to make changes and some of his tactics. And I'm not buying that players like Rashford, Martial, Cavani, Greenwood, Bruno are not told to play like that on a weekly basis. You're not telling me that we play conservative against Chelsea and Palace, but we go all guns blazing against Man City. If anything, it should be the opposite.
Yeah. Past 4 games for Man United, 0 goals conceded in all competitions. Now, people can sit and slander Maguire all they want. But is he not one of England's best performing centre-backs at the moment? Is he not one of the best performing centre-backs in the league at the moment, considering he's played every minute of every game? Now, you can't argue with that. He's not conceded against Chelsea. He's not conceded against City. Not conceded in the Europa League.
To counter, because I don't like Harry Maguire. I think Lindelof and Bailly have been good. I personally don't get the Lindelof hate as much as everyone else does, because I think he's the more stable of the two. Maybe I'm misreading things wrong, and I could be wrong on that one. But for me, Lindelof is the more stable of him and Maguire. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, for all my critics of Wan-Bissaka going forward, defensively he's the best in the league. I'd argue probably best in the world in terms of defensive right-backs. I don't think there's many better. Shaw is the best in the league. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, our goalkeepers have been fucking brilliant.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, the reason why Maguire's, not conceded the last 4 games, we had Dean Henderson in net for 3 of them. So.
Exactly. And the one that Dean Henderson wasn't in net for was the Chelsea game where De Gea made an unreal save.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, and my brother was speaking to me about this, about De Gea and his commitment to the club at the moment. So, controversially, De Gea's been given, 4 or 5 weeks compassionate leave? Well, not compassionate leave, like paternity leave, to go and spend time with his newborn babe, which is fair enough. Like, your first child, whatever. Alisson lost his... Is it not his first? I thought it was his first.
Not his first. I don't think it is.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, it's a newborn baby. Alisson lost his father and was gone for 2 games and has come back. I don't know, and my brother said this, whether De Gea is as committed as he used to be anymore. Because to go home... Now, my counter-argument to this was, we can let De Gea go for 4 or 5 weeks because we've got Dean Henderson, who is perfect competition for him.
It
Alisson,
is his
if he was
by the way, sorry, just
right, yeah. I honestly wasn't sure. If Alisson went for 4 or 5 games, Liverpool would be even more fucked than they actually are, although Alisson is a cause of their problems at the moment because of how poor he's been. But if we lost, we can afford to lose De Gea. We can afford to lose De Gea permanently, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm honestly happy for us to cash in now.
Dean Henderson, you said it there, Dale. Henderson's been in there for 3 of them 4 clean sheets. I think he's outstanding, me, and it's a shame that he doesn't.
I do.
It's a shame he's not going to play much more when Ollie brings back David, because he's got this love affair for David Gea. Because if Henderson was playing religiously and week in, week out, he'd probably be England's number 1.
I don't know, if Henderson keeps this up, I don't know how many games De Gea is going to miss.
I think it was 5 he's going to miss.
I read 5, yeah.
You take, I mean, long shot, but say we kept 5 clean sheets. De Gea comes back. De Gea comes back, and
out the realms of possibility. That
it's he comes back, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, mate, but
Hendo's going to be sat there go and drop me. I dare you.
He's done a job in your absence. He's the form player at the minute.
Yeah.
Until something happens, until you've missed so many weeks of training as well, until you sort of 100% sharpness again, you'll be on the bench for the time being. But I say, he's come in, Henderson, and fair play to him. He's done a pretty fucking good job.
He's so confident in it.
Yeah,
he's so confident in his own ability. It's his calmness. He's so unorthodox. He doesn't look like a natural keeper. The way he moves around the box, the way he tries to catch everything, it's so unusual. I know there was one shot yesterday that he just kind of fisted out, which I wasn't too.
I think it wasn't too confident.
As far as I'm concerned, as long as it's going out, if he's confident it's going to go behind him, I'm not asked, because we didn't concede from it in the end.
But even
I love him though. He's number 1 for me.
Yeah, I mean, even the crosses they were putting in, he came out with an authority. As soon as he took a yard, he was going all out to get that ball. There was a couple towards the end of the game which, De Bruyne and Zinchenko were whipping in on that side. And at that moment in the game, you need your keeper to just come out, sort of take control of that sort of situation there. And, he did it towards the end of the game there. I mean, he did it all through the game, to be fair.
There's been a few occasions where he's really done what De Gea wouldn't do.
Yeah,
like you said, coming for crosses, staying low. I remember the Palace game. I think it was Van Aanholt had that last second chance, and me and my brother text each other exactly the same time. De Gea concedes that.
Yeah,
because he probably does. Because he probably turns away from it. He's got his legs wide open. Whereas Henderson, he was tall, he was strong. He gave him nothing. It's weird.
What? I was just going to say, it's really nice to see a player like Henderson getting a chance and absolutely taking it. Like, you get these situations quite often where there's an injury to a key player and it allows a younger one to step up and like really stake a claim, and they don't quite do it. Maybe they're not as confident, or they just don't quite get the look of the rub of the green. But Henderson is just taking it as if his life depended on it, and that's what I want to see from a Man United goalkeeper.
I was out yesterday for the second half. I only watched the first half, but when I got home, I was I was expecting them to have broken back into the game, and if not overpowered you and beaten you at least by a goal. But because the form that we've seen them in recently, and I've said in previous podcasts, I didn't ever expect them to lose another game till the end of the season. I actually thought they were quite capable of going to the end of the season without losing. So I was massively shocked yesterday to see that you'd won that so comfortably in the scoreline as well. I know that they had chances, but you got a clean sheet. How many teams get clean sheets against Man City this year?
Not many.
Or at least in the past 15 games, like not many people get a clean sheet against Man City. You might even be the first. I don't know my stats, but you might be the first.
Well, they've won. Well, it's at least 21 because they've won 20 games in a row.
Yeah.
So it's at least the last 20 games that no one's kept a clean sheet against them.
Yeah. So, I think the victory is one thing. The clean sheet, though, is phenomenal. Yeah. I wouldn't have ever expected a fantastic Man United side. Like, you're having a good season. I still wouldn't have expected you to stop that team, the quality that they've got.
So
I just would.
In the league, the last time Man City kept a clean sheet in the Premier League, so they may have had a team keep a clean sheet against them in another competition, but in the Premier League alone, you're going
to say us, aren't you?
Manchester United.
I knew it was.
On the 12th of December.
There you go.
So you've kept 2 clean sheets against them this season.
Yeah, we've taken 4 points off them this season.
Yeah,
which is then even impressive. It's even more frustrating then because of how shit we've been against the other top 6. I think Bruno said it absolutely perfect. Like, yeah, great result, but let's not get carried away. It's a sprint. We got 1 early goal against Spurs and lost 6-1. We've not turned up against any of the other big 6, which last season we did, and it was the minor teams that cost us. This season we've been brilliant against the minor teams. Sorry, over 14. Don't mean to call you that. But not the big 6. We've been great against them and then poor against when it matters. Definite progression as far as I'm concerned with United.
Yeah.
And it solidifies us in second, which for a top 4 race that's kind of hotting up quite a lot was really important, especially after Leicester managed to turn that result around.
Good win for Leicester, that. Good win for Leicester. Brilliant. That
Some excellent
Wikipedia.
Facts.
Yeah, I was about to say to Wikipedia. Which leads us perfectly on to...
You know what? Under 18s, yeah, we're fair on you. No, it's just not something you do. No. Just not that week. Here we go. Oh, dickhead of the week.
Dickhead of the week.
My dick of the week comes from Germany this weekend. And it is Paulo Otavio, who plays for Wolfsburg. Now, I don't know if anybody's have seen this, but Wolfsburg are playing Hoffenheim away this weekend.
Oh, I've seen this.
You have seen this. They were 2-1 down. They were 2-1 down by half-time. And I can't remember the player that was running through on goal. It was one of the Hoffenheim forwards. It might have been Baumgartner. Basically, the goalkeeper come up for a corner and the classic counter-attack. Now, it's a 95th minute. Wolfsburg are losing 2-1. It's the last kick of the game. All the striker's got to do is roll the ball into the net. He runs with it about 30 yards. And then Otavio, fucking idiot, just clatters him from behind, gets a straight red card, is now suspended for the next 3 games.
Yes, I did see that.
I'm just watching it now. He absolutely pastes him.
Oh, like, if your team is 1-1 and it's the 95th minute...
It's a scissor. It's a scissor.
Yeah.
If you're 1-1 or if you're 1-0 up, or even if you're 2-1 down and it's like the 70th minute and whatever, your keeper's gone for walkabouts, fair enough. You've got 20 minutes to salvage something. But you've just suspended yourself for the next 3 games.
I'm not gonna. I thought it was a cup game.
No, it's Bundesliga game.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I thought it was a cup game and whatever. And he was doing the ultimate shithousery, just fucking just taking this player out, taking the red card and whatnot. But yeah, I've seen it.
No,
league game, but they're sitting in third at the minute. Wolfsburg.
Yeah,
now this could cost them a couple. If he's, as you say, he's out for 3 games or whatever. They say they lose the next 3 games.
Yeah,
or whatever, and he's contributed so much this season so far. And it's like, well, that is a bit of an idiotic decision to make. But
what a knob!
Yeah.
And like I've seen people online today comparing it to the Valverde red card in the Copa del Rey final a couple of years ago against Atletico Madrid. All right, first of all, it's in the Copa del Rey. Second of all, Real Madrid were winning the game.
Yeah.
Like, Valverde made that brilliant tackle to stop Atletico from tying it up and going to extra time. Absolute genius, smart foul, even to the point where Simeone was shaking his hand after it because he knew what that tackle meant.
Yeah.
Otavio has just fucking lost his head.
He wraps his legs around him. It's like...
It's a proper scissor. You don't see many scissor tackles like that.
No, it was a perfectly executed one.
I don't know why.
It's impressive.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why the striker didn't shoot. Like, all he has to do is just side for that in. 3-1, done.
He was trying to walk it in when
he was.
He was being shit out.
He was shit scared of missing an open net.
Yeah, he probably was,
He needed to get fucking half a foot from the goal before tapping that in, didn't he?
He wanted to do that head roll in. You can get it onto the line and nudge in.
But yeah, Paulo Otavio, comfortably my dick of the week. That is just stupid.
I've got a nice, easy one. Granit Xhaka. Easy. What are you doing? Don't leather your ball across your own box.
Yeah.
Simple.
Awful line it. Awful. You taught that from day one of football. Like,
even I know that. And I never
play
played
to the
football.
whistle. B, don't play in front of your own box.
Yeah.
He has been prone to that though, hasn't he, Xhaka? He's a liability, isn't he?
He is. He's not good enough for. Well, he's good enough for the current Arsenal squad. He's not good enough for the legacy of Arsenal. That's what I'm trying to say. He wouldn't have even made the Arsenal third team. I don't think back in the day when they had the Invincibles and the unbelievable players. That we could round off forever. But he is a liability. They've got a couple of liabilities in that team.
Yeah.
I've not really got a nomination for Dickhead of the Week now. I mean, I didn't know about your German League one, and up until we mentioned it earlier, I didn't even see the Granit Xhaka one. I've seen it now. I'll just throw out. It's not going to even win, but I'm just going to throw out Jordan Pickford for his daft penalty that he gave away tonight. There was
Always
no
a
need.
safe bet.
There was no need to do it. And as soon as they got the penalty and went 2-0 up, it was game over. Game, set, and match. At 1-0, you've always got a chance, haven't you? And we were creating the odd chance. But Pickford put it to bed. So for me, he's because there's not really anything else I can nominate. I'm going to go for Jordan.
I'm just going to throw in another one. Chris Collins, because he's probably going to edit this and make us look like mugs. So
Just get it in early before.
Yeah, just get it in there.
I'm going to nominate Ian because he never listens to us. so he's not going to hear it. So let's slag him off.
Dale, you've got any, mate?
I was similar to Josh. I didn't really have one this week, to be honest. But
you get the all-important decision.
I know. And to be honest, the one Danny's put forward, Octavio.
Get in.
Like I say, I did say I personally thought it was a cup game, not a league game. So I don't know. It just makes it even more bizarre and weird, to be honest. But yeah, what an absolute idiot, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's a resounding win for Dickhead of the Week.
You know what,
Octavio.
as well? You know what, mate? I think not only is his scissor snap like worthy of Dickhead of the Week quite easily, and rightfully so, you've made the right decision there, but he should also be Dickhead of the Week because his name makes him sound like a yogurt.
That's not where I was expecting that to go.
You know what? We can end on that note.
Fucking hell, right?
We need
Right,
no more
cool. Cue the
after that.
music. That's it.
Okay.
I had to get it in. There's a shout in it. Yogurt, lad.